Hi everyone, let us start the new chapter Algebra exercise 3.1 and question number 1 today. So, which of the following expressions are polynomials? Before we go to the question, let us see what is a polynomial. Polynomial is an arithmetic expression. Arithmetic means it involves all these operations. Okay, either you can have plus, minus, multiplication, or also divisions, and consisting of variables. What is a variable? Variable means it can take any values and you can represent with this English alphabets like P, Q, whatever you want. And then consists of constants, and you will have constants like this also. And then involves for arithmetic operations. It involves all the arithmetic operations like plus, minus, everything. And also non-negative integral integer power exponents of variables. This is very important. Non-negative. So if you write your polynomial like this, it shouldn't have any negative powers. Non-negative should be there. See here, you have got only 3, 2. Suppose it has minus 3, like this. Or suppose you have it like root of x, like this, which means this is a root of x is same as x power 1 by 3, right? So these are non-negative integers. These are not non-negative integers. These are kind of like negative, and this is like not an integer value. This is a fraction. So if you get all these are not a polynomial. So we can write a polynomial only like x cube or x square to the powers of only integer exponents. Okay, and also this should be like you have to use only these signs, and then the square root also we can't use, because if you use the square root the powers will become fraction, and which is again a this not a non-negative, or if it, even though it is positive, it is not an integer exponent, it becomes a fraction. So this basic understanding will go to our question. Let us start our question. So the solution will be, the first question is 1 by x square. Okay, write the question carefully always. Plus 3x minus 4. So we have to see all the powers. First of all, let us take this to the numerator. So what happens when you take this x square to the numerator? It becomes x power, yes, it becomes minus x power minus 2 plus 3x minus 4. So what happens here is, here your power is 1. So that this is not a problem. But if you see here, you have got a negative exponent. So our basic stuff is you should have a non-negative integral power. So this is not a polynomial. So this is our first question, and this question is not a polynomial. Can you say why? You need to give a reason also in your question. If it is not a polynomial, give reason. So you have to give a reason. What is the reason? Yes, it has this x power minus 2 is a non-negative integral power. So this is not a polynomial. So that is the answer. You have to give the reason also. Non-negative integral power. So write it. The reason is non-negative integral power. So with this, we'll move on to the next question. So the second question is x square into x minus 1. So we have got a bracket here. So first of all, let us remove this bracket. What is meant by brackets? Yes, it's just multiplication. We have to multiply this x square with this x, and then this x square with this minus 1. So that will be x cube minus of x square. So this is your expression, polynomial now. So we have to check whether this arithmetic expression is a polynomial. So what we have to do? We have to check the powers. This has a positive power and this has a positive power. So what is this? Is this a polynomial or not? Yes. We can write it as it is a polynomial because it has non-negative integral powers. You don't have to give the reason for this because it is said like if it is a polynomial, leave it. If not, give reason. So this is a polynomial. So let us move on to the third question. The third question is 1 by x into x plus 5. So let us see what happens here. The third question, if you could see, you have got 1 by x in the denominator. So first of all, let us take this to the numerator. X minus 1 into x plus 5. So the next step will be, we have to multiply this x minus 1 inside here. Either you can do this, or what you can do is, you can just multiply this directly inside. I'll go to that next later. Excuse me. So x power minus 1 into x. What is x power minus 1 into x? So x power minus 1 into x, can you say? Yes. That is nothing but it will come as your x. And the next one will be, you have to write 5 into x power minus 1. So now this term will get cancelled because this is same as 1 by x into x, which means you are cancelling this. So this becomes a 1 plus 5 into x power minus 1. So now, if you could see what is the power we have got here, it is a negative power. So again, is this a polynomial? No, it is not a polynomial. And what is the reason behind it? Yes, it has a non-negative integral power. So you have to say it is not a polynomial because it has a non-negative integral power. Okay, so first of all, simplify your arithmetic expression and then check whether it has a non-negative or positive integral power. If it is non-negative, which means positive, then it is fine. But here we have got a negative one or a fraction one. Both doesn't work. This is again not a polynomial. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. So the next question is 1 by x power minus 2 and plus 1 by x power minus 1 plus 7. So what happens here is, let us take this x power minus 2 to the numerator. Do you know what happens? Yes, it becomes x square plus x power 1 plus 7. So now you can rewrite this as x square plus x, or leave it as such, both works. So if you could see what is the powers of x here, it is a positive, it means non-negative. So is it a polynomial? Yes, it is a polynomial because it has non-negative integral powers. Hope you understood this. Just simplify your expression and see whether you have non-negative integral powers. Hope you understood this. Let's move on to the next question. So let us move on to the fifth question. Root 5 into x square plus root 3 into x square. This is not cube root. Be very careful with your question. Plus root 2. So let us check the powers of our variables. It is x square, which is a positive, that is good. And this also has x, which is 1, and this is also good. So which means it has a positive integral powers. So what is this? Is this a polynomial? Yes, it is a polynomial. So with this, we'll move on to the next question. Since it has positive powers, you don't have to worry about it. Now, let us move on to the final question, sixth question. That is m square minus 3, which means cube root of m. Okay, minus cube not 3, it is minus cube root of m plus 7m minus 10. So if you could write it again, this will become m square minus m power 1 by 3 plus 7m minus 10. So here, if you could check the powers, it is 2. This term is fine. But what happened to this term? It is 1 by 3. Our power should only be of whole numbers. Okay, integral powers. So which means you can have only whole numbers. Here we have 2. That is fine as a power. But here we have a decimal or a fraction. So this cannot be a polynomial. This doesn't satisfy. This is good. We have 1. This is good. But we have one unsatisfying condition. So which means this is not a polynomial because one of the variable m doesn't have an integral power. So that is the reason behind it. I will give a clear explanation of it in the notes in the next slide. You can refer to it. Hope you understood this. And with this, I'll stop this and you can refer to the slide. Thank you.